Sonzela.
Sonzela.
Wamkelekile.
To the 125th state of the puppet nation.
Let's get it on. This week, Zuma has total lack of recall.
I have no recollection of the question.
The Guptas join puppet nation.
Even though it is not really a real channel news.
And Hillary and Benny fight for funds.
My voters are smart.
Deluded. All this and more. But first, this.
Brussels was rocked with explosions this week.
The attacks have made dozens of fatalities, left civilians feeling scared, and raised terror alerts across Europe.
Many say they simply don't believe they could feel safe anywhere anymore.
So where are you from? Zimbabwe?
A little further north.
Ah, the Congo.
No, Belgium. Europe is terrible. Please let us in.
Please, we heard that South Africa is safe.
Not for foreigners.
Yeah, they are white. They'll be okay. Police staffer Lepapade Elsie Desvumbe was awarded Policewoman of the Year.
She says giving to others and seeing them smile is what she lives for. And she feels wonderful.
Ever since I left, the police force has been getting soft.
Commissioner, I mean ex-Commissioner Pierre. What do you mean soft?
Policing is not for sissies. All this trying to help, do good or nonsense, Haibo. You joined the police in order to fuck the bad guys up.
Your motto seems to have been shoot first, follow actual police procedures later.
If someone was breaking into your house at 3 a.m., would you rather have me there to protect you or Miss, oh, look, I'm so sweet and adorable?
If anyone was trying to rob Debora at 3 a.m., they might be the ones needing protection.
Moody's published its latest findings about South Africa this week, showing that our delinquency rate increased over the last 3 months.
Here to tell us what on earth it actually means is Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan.
The delinquency rate is simply the percentage of loans which have delinquent payments or the rate at which people become stupid.
Delinquent payments?
Didn't you like my little... Okay, they are payments which haven't been made in accordance with the law. Non-payments, I might say.
So if the rate has gone up, that means fewer South Africans are paying back the money?
Broadly speaking, in layman's terms, yes.
So if Zuma were to pay back the money, would that be enough to save us from junk status?
Interesting.
I couldn't possibly say. Else, yes.
Hello children, this is your old buddy here, Bob Frankie, with a special Easter message. So put down your chocolates, dipped in chocolates, and gather round my skirts. Uno, dos, tres, uno, dos, tres, uno, dos, tres, ta 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 ta. Baby Jesus is my Lord, he suicided on the cross. He gave his love and forgave those who whipped his snow white arse. They crucified my Jesus, he had a life to lose. And now we have a long weekend, thank you to the Jews. Thank you to the Jews, thank you to the Jews. Now we drink for 40 straight, thank you to the Jews. Hell is an horrific place where demons hurt you daily. But baby Jesus on the cross is peace and love and saving. He died and rose for all of us, turned his own blood into booze. We drink his blood for 40 straight, thank you to the Jews. Thank you to the Jews, thank you to the Jews. Please enjoy your long weekend and give thanks to the Jews. Yay, happy Easter everybody. And the Jews.
The subject of much controversy and, according to reports, the rulers of our country are with us today.
Mr. Gupta, and another Mr. Gupta. Welcome to Puppet Nation.
Thank you so much for having us here. You will agree that it is wonderful for us to be here on your show for free. Even though it is not really a real channel news like ours. 8 and 7, truth and false.
Truth. More like disaster.
Are you influencing the hiring and firing of our government officials?
Us? Never. The better question is rather... Are you the non-Gupta media making up ridiculous and dangerous stories about three obviously innocent men who are just trying to get by?
The better question is, what is your relationship with President Zuma?
Nice guy, that one. Very nice. Very funny. Very gullible. That was a great joke. We are funny too. I am sure you will agree with us if you know what is good for you. And once you get to know us, you will see that we are great. So, why wouldn't you agree? But don't worry. after we take over all the media and hospitals, and don't forget the airports and military, food supply and water and shipping, you won't be able to help but obey us. And you will love it, and us. Because we are great kings of your puppet nation.
I'm not so sure this was a good idea.
Who let them in here?
The internet nearly broke last week when Deputy Finance Minister Maseko and former cabinet spokesperson Fikile Mbalula went on social media with allegations that President Zuma told them to help the Guptas.
The presidency had issued a statement that President Zuma has no recollection of those people. Do you really expect us to believe that you don't remember these people?
I meet a lot of people. I'm a very popular guy. You can't expect me to remember them all.
But these aren't people in a baby kissing parade. These are colleagues.
Don't forget I'm not as young as I used to be. I forget things. It happens.
It happens? Did he just say it happens?
I'm more worried about the other things he forgets. Does he even remember what he does? Mr. President, do you remember who your cabinet is?
I have a recollection of some of them.
And what about the national anthem?
It starts with, I think it goes something like this.
Right, and what about your address?
Surely you remember where you live? Starts with an N?
I have no recollection of the question. Who are you anyway? Who I am? Who am I?
Meanwhile, the ANC has warned against reckless journalism after articles about President Zuma's relationship with the Guptas.
Reckless journalism? I don't think I've ever been reckless. Have you?
I once let my new hairdresser try something different with my hair, you know. That was pretty reckless.
Oh, no, it was, but it looks nice.
That was years ago.
Right.
No. The ANC is 100% behind our president, Jacob Zuma.
What is the ANC's response to allegations that the Guptas are running the country, not the ruling party?
No. Yes, the ruling party runs the country. That is why we are called the ruling party.
Does the ANC have a plan to fix the president's alarming memory loss?
No. The president is fully fit and capable of remembering many things.
Just not names or faces or phone calls?
No. Yes, he remembers those too. Usually, sometimes, often. On a good day, he can even run his own office and name all his wives.
Then why doesn't he remember Jonas or Mento?
No. They were clearly not memorable. That's not the president's fault. He remembers me just fine. Just ask him. Hi, Jacob. It's Gwede.
Gwede. Who?
Damn it.
And now, for the sake of journalistic well-roundedness, we cross to PNN7 for their coverage of these same vital issues.
And in this week's news headlines, a new age exclusive. Surveys reveal that the Guptas are still the best-looking men in Joburg. But first we cross to Kanya Mbao for political analysis on the situation in Syria.
Shabby Sheikh is the order of the day in all corners of Syria. People are walking around looking like hippies. It's terrible. I just can't. I thought Shabby Sheikh was under house arrest in Devon. This is so confusing.
Poor Kanye.
What a pity. Poor Serbia, bad fashion and bad architecture. In other news, the ANC falls apart at the seams, being mean to our esteemed president and plotting cups while Zuma scores well on the country's approval rating, according to the New Age.
We cross over to live to la little lately house, where neighbors report that Gwenny Manouche is weeping at his desk.
What?
Are we waiting for you to cry, Gwenny?
No. Go away.
What an unfriendly man.
Maybe it was the weeping?
Of course.
Of course. And now the weather. It's hot.
So, Justice, did you take a look at the winner of the SAFTA for Best TV Comedy?
I thought you hated award shows.
Yes, I do, but this one was personal.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay. So who was the winner of the SAFTA for Best TV Comedy?
It was us.
Us?
Yes, for the third year in a row. Can you imagine? Must be all your remarkable puns.
Well, Debora, my puns are pretty. Hey, you're being mean, Debora.
The city of Cape Town have announced their energy goals for 2020.
The city wants to make better use of renewable resources so that they're less reliant on the national grid.
That's right, Justice. You know what it's like when you're drying your hair and the power goes out? You know that awful feeling?
No.
Our people need to be protected from that feeling, so we are going to use renewable energy.
What kinds of things do you have in mind?
Well, of course we use the sun and the wind, but we need to think bigger. What else do we have lots of in Cape Town?
Racism?
Wine?
Tourism?
Marathons. We've got the 2 oceans this weekend. Imagine if instead of running on the road, they just ran on treadmills that generated power. It would be fucking epic.
I don't think people would fly to Cape Town from all over the world to run on a treadmill.
We're not stupid, Debora. We'll put a nice backdrop of Table Mountain behind the treadmill, and when they finish, we'll treat them to our song. Hit it, boys! Welcome to Cape Town! Enjoy the treadmills! Put on your running shoes! Cape Town welcomes you!
This week, we commemorated Human Rights Day.
The day when we all get to celebrate our rights to be human and a dick if we want to be.
The day when we all remind ourselves that we're all human and that doesn't mean we should be nice to each other.
President Zuma gave a speech warning against those who would use art and cartoons and satire to disguise racism.
Wait, that can't be right.
Do you think he was talking about us?
Mr. President, were you talking about us?
Of course not. I was talking about racists who use art to be racist.
But you didn't mean us?
Well, I don't think I said satire. And you do satire?
You did, actually.
I don't even remember that word satire anymore or what it means. Is this show even art?
Yes.
Oh, well, you wouldn't ever satirize your president, would you?
No, never.
Then, there you go.
Oh, okay, so he definitely wasn't talking about us, Debora.
Justice, you're so naive sometimes. Rumors of a cabinet reshuffle spread wildly earlier this week.
Despite Zuma's repeated denials, people keep on talking about them.
It's almost as though some people don't believe a word the president says anymore.
I have heard these rumors, and so I have been preparing myself for tumultuous reallocationism.
I think that's good.
I want my president to know that if he requires the redistribution of my wealth of talents, I am eminently suitable for alternate delectable ministers.
What do you think you'd be good at running if you weren't sports minister?
I will run the Department of Fisheries because I know there are many fish in the sea.
I think even fisheries is a little more complex than that.
Also, I would be excellent and ebullient at being Minister of Education. Education is boring, like all that old history stuff. I will make it fascinating and sparkly so all the losers become winners.
Fixing our nation's problems through razzmatazz?
Never underestimate the power of razzmatazz, Debora. Never!
Okay. The search for South Africa's nuclear deal partner continues as Energy Minister Tina Joemat-Pettersson reviews Russia.
Russia have been the front runners in the nuclear deal since before it was even written.
I'm sure the minister will be fair in her assessment of their bid.
How does Russia's nuclear deal proposal compare?
As I suspected, Russia know what they're doing with nuclear. They great.
What about their interest rates and...
What about their fur coats? Aren't they beautiful? And still in fashion here.
What about the high cost?
The high cost of quality flavored vodka is not a problem at all.
What about the building costs?
They will give us the Kremlin because I asked nicely and some excellent spies who are not afraid of licking fire.
But then what the hell?
I know what you're gonna say.
you're gonna ask how they are sweetening the deal. And I must tell you, the deal is perfect just as it is. No need for unprofessional things like sweetener.
Sweeteners are bad for your health, honey.
You know, as well as your puns, I can think of another reason we might have won.
What's that?
Rian! Everyone loves him.
True. Let's cross over for old news.
Debora, Justice,
Rian!
Mativas!
and how are you two wonderful people today?
Much better for seeing you, Rian.
And how's Mativas doing?
Very well, thanks, Justice. He's putting on a bit of weight recently, so I've put him on a Banting diet. Don't worry, Matthias. It's only for a few weeks. Yes, I know you miss your pasta.
Wait. Rian, are you saying you feed Mativas real food?
Of course, Justice.
But how does he, eat?
Easy. I just take photos of food and upload them to his system. Ach, foei toch. He really misses his photos of pasta.
I don't understand this at all, and now I think I'm getting a headache.
It's just Rian being Rian. Try not to think about it. So, Rian, when are you taking us today?
Well, Deborah, it's been 211 years since the British Parliament outlawed all slave trade in her colonies. Let me take you back. Good evening. Goedenavond. Today, the British Parliament passed the Abolition of Slave Trade Act, a new law that effectively bans all slave trade in Britain and its many colonies, including South Africa. We are joined now by Captain William Ramsbottom Smith, one of the many slave traders working on the Seven Seas. Captain, I assume this means you're out of a job.
Damn those snot-nosed liberals. Damn their bloody eyes. What the hell am I supposed to do now?
I suppose you could always trade in something else, something that's not actual people.
People? I don't trade people. Damn you. I trade blacks.
Brachis, I think you'll find blacks are people. That's why we call them black people.
Poppycock. That's a liberal humanist lie.
To paraphrase the bard, if you prick them, do they not bleed?
So what? You could say the same thing about children. But I suppose you're going to call them human too.
Well, yes, actually.
Nonsense! You can only be human if you're male, over the age of 25, and British.
Vrachis, goeister, that narrows it down quite a lot.
What's this world coming to when you can't even sell blacks to the highest bidder? You mark my words, sir. This is the end of the British Empire as we know it. What will they do next? Give the vote to women? Make it illegal to give one's own children a damn good flogging? Oh, how I'm gonna miss beating slaves to death. Those were the days. Have pity on us poor slave traders, sir. We are the real victims, yeah?
Sure, I'm not touching this one with a 10-foot barge pole.
Want to buy a whip?
Hello. You might be wondering what I, Cyril Ramaphosa, powerful and successful man, am doing eating yogurt. I love yogurt. You see, when I eat yogurt, people feel they can identify with me.
Whoa, nice yogurt, Mr. Ramaphosa.
My yogurt says, here is a man who has not forgotten his roots. My yogurt says, I keep it simple. And more importantly, my yogurt is now available for the low price of R9.99. Be like me. Buy my yogurt.
Okay, that was quick.
I'm a brand ambassador. My yogurt says I'm good for business.
Oh, so this yogurt really is only for men in suits.
Well, my yogurt says shut up and cross to Scott for the US news so I can enjoy its creamy goodness.
Here's Scott.
With the Republican race set to be a long, slow brawl till the contested convention, all eyes are on the increasingly competitive Democrat race to get the most campaign contributions.
The thing is, Scott, my supporters are more mature.
You mean older?
They're politically savvy.
And I'll tell you something else about Hillary's voters. I have to speak this loud so those deaf old pensioners will hear me. Oh, crap, one of them just died. And there goes another. So you're saying they're your age and your voters. I gotta tell you, my voters are smart.
Deluded.
Please do not talk about my voters before I do.
No, go ahead. Spin away.
Children, please settle down. Bernie, your voters. They are the young, inspiring future of this nation.
It's just a pity they're all so, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Uninterested
white?
in you. Oh, burn. I never ask people to vote for me just because they have some common physical attribute, Mrs. Clinton. At this rate, both candidates could have almost as much money as Donald Trump by the time they get to October. Meanwhile, Barack Obama went on a historic visit to Cuba, the first U.S. president to go there since 1928.
It's always scary to be in a country where the citizens fear for their lives. But I'm in Cuba now, and I'm Havana good time.
What about Guantanamo Bay?
They're not huge fans. In fact, there's a proposal to replace it with a scientific research center.
A military operation?
Nah, just David Attenborough types getting excited about lizards. That sort of thing.
That sounds a little friendlier than a tenuously legal detainment center.
Legal is sometimes a fluid concept. I'm sure we can come to some kind of agreement.
Pope Francis celebrates the 3-year anniversary of his election.
The Argentine Pope has been called revolutionary and radical by Catholics around the world. Not hard to be when you're the Pope.
People say the church is slow to progress, but look, we haven't burnt a witch at the stake in years and years, no?
Progress defined.
What personal milestones are you happy about?
Well, I am pleased and proud that the church will not be burning the gays at the stake anymore or starting religious wars because of men bombing each other.
That's about time.
And that we will not be kicking people out of the church or heaven because they are divorced. It's not their fault if they fell in love with a shitty person.
Yay! You can go back to church, Debora.
Not a chance.
We are very proud.
And any plans for the future?
With the time I have left, I plan to make sure that all priests know that it is bad to play, how you say, hide the sausage with the children. No sexy times with the altar boys.
They didn't already know?
God knows.
So there you have it. Cuba and the US are going to be friends again. The Guptas definitely don't control Zuma. He said so himself. And satire isn't going anywhere. Enjoy your long weekend, especially the chocolate.
Not everyone celebrates Easter.
But everybody celebrates chocolate, Debora.
This was the 125th state of the Puppet Nation. Goodbye.
Bye.
Drive safe.
Chocolate. Chocolate.